Hello everyone, welcome to the Beacon Models YouTube channel, back at the workbench. Today I'm just going to do a basic video about how to assemble this acrylic tool tidy that was an exclusive item for our last Kickstarter campaign. For those of you who backed the campaign, thank you very much, it's very much appreciated and we're doing very well with it. Just getting ready to fulfill the last of the pledges now. I think I've got only a couple of dozen to do. And then we'll be on to the next project. But anyway, this video is going to be somewhat rough and off the cuff. It's not going to be super well edited, and it might ramble at times, so apologies if it does. But anyway, let's get started. So this is what's come with the kit. So you've got your clear part that has the engraved artwork in it, and this sheet of black parts here that make up the main body of the tool tidy. Now, first thing to note is that all of these parts, with the exception of the engraved face of the clear lid, do have protective film on the back. So I'm going to leave the protective film on the clear part for now, but I am going to start by once I pop the parts out of the sort of outer frame of the black parts, I'll take the film off both sides. So I'm going to start by doing that. They're only held in with little tags, so they should be quite easy just to sort of pop out like so. Going to pile them up there, and we've got this sort of outer frame left over. I tried to use as little material as possible because this 4mm acrylic was horrendously expensive, as it turns out, and I kind of went over budget on it, but it doesn't matter. That's Kickstarter for you. I don't think this part is used, so all that's left is these parts. Try not to drop them. There we go. So there shouldn't be much left of these tags. I don't know if you can see them, but if you do find that any interfere with the fit and function of this, you can just give them a quick file down with an abrasive file or some sandpaper or something. There's nothing particularly special about them. A quick word on adhesives. You can use liquid glues like dichloromethane or Plasti-Weld, or they go under another couple of brand names. They basically use capillary action to melt the surface of the acrylic so that it joins together. However, not everybody has that in their workshop, and it's quite expensive per bottle. It'd be about another £8 or £10 off Amazon. I looked quickly. So today I'm just going to be using good old rapid epoxy. I've got some 5-minute Gorilla Glue here, but they all pretty much do the same thing. Owl dye, you know, it's all the same stuff. And for that reason, I put a little bit of greaseproof baking paper down on my cutting mat, just because if I do spill some glue, it might not stick so much. Like there is a bit of a glue spot that comes through the seams. It means I won't have to try and dig it off the table. So in theory, at least. So anyway, I'm going to start by sorting out the bits I need. I'm going to need one of these. Yeah. Which one's which? Well, that isn't much good, is it? Oh man, I knew there'd be a mistake with this thing, and I've made test cut. Will always test cut. Well, it's confession time. I kind of messed this up. As you can see, both ends are the low version, which is where the lid would go. That's a mistake. It wasn't on the testing version that I did. So when I laid out the laser vectors, I must have made a mistake with that. Anyway, so everyone who I've already shipped one to, I am going to, I think it's about 40 people so far, maybe a bit less. I'll put a new part straight in the post for you. It'll be with sort of slow mail because we're kind of out of money with this campaign, but we can afford to send something second class or international standard. Might not be with you for Christmas, but never mind. Anyway, we'll get it sorted. Very sorry, my mistake, but I'll make good on it. Everyone else, I'll go and cut a load of replacement pieces tomorrow, put them in the kits that haven't been sent yet, so everyone who gets them after this should be fine. Anyway, just use the good one that's correct instead of the one that's not correct. So I'm going to start with these pieces. I've got the base, I've got one side and the two end caps. So I'll start by peeling off the protective film on all these parts and trying not to get them scratched, although acrylic is fairly durable, so I'm not too worried about that. So off that comes, put that to one side. So once you've got all of that protective film off, we're going to mix up some epoxy glue. And we don't need a whole lot because you want to apply it fairly sparingly. Oh, it's a little cold in this room today, so the epoxy glue is a little bit stubborn in the tube, so I'm trying not to get too much out at once. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that'll probably be enough to begin with. Now, before I start doing any of this, I'm just going to grab my little set square here, or you can use anything that's a straight edge to try and keep it all lined up properly. My top part has been damaged a little bit, so I don't know if you can see there. So I'm just going to start by putting a tiny blob there to fix that, and then I'll set that aside to cure while we do the rest. Mix up the glue. Snap the cocktail stick, of course. Right, let's put a little bit here. Really don't need much. It's got a lot of grabbing power, this stuff. Right, and I'll set that over on another table to cure. Right, now I can start this bit. So I'm going to take the last bit of film off. So this goes like that. So I'm going to put small amounts. Oh wow, yeah, the static is pulling the glue onto it. That's another thing you need to be aware of, because you will get strands of glue getting attracted to it. So I'm just going to put a bit there, a bit along there. The finish on this is potentially really nice and shiny and clean, so you want to try and maintain that if you can. It's just more pleasant. Right, spread the glue out where you've placed it, and once you're done, let's just get that square, put it like that, butt that up against it, make sure it's nice and well seated, and then we'll get the ends and put that there, another little bit there. And I'll put just a bit on the bottom here as well. And because we know that back edge is straight, we should be okay. Last bit of glue on this tab. And we're pretty good to go there. So I'm just going to give that 10 minutes now to let the glue harden off a little bit before I keep up the next assembly section. And everything's looking pretty straight there. So I will leave that and be back when it's a bit cured off. So the next thing I need to do is to put in these little retaining parts that just help the lid slide in and out. So again, I'm just going to take the film off them. Like that. Get the other one done. Right, now I'm just going to spread a little glue on the back of these. You can be fairly generous, but you don't have to be particularly neat, because all it needs to do is squash up against the sides. Put a generous blob there and a good blob there. And then all you need to do with these ones is just seat them somewhere in the middle approximately. It's best if they're closer to the end that you're going to put your sliding clear lid in from. So I'm going to put mine here, just butt them up there. So there's a bit of a gap there. But it doesn't matter, because by then the lid will be fully seated anyway. It's just there wasn't quite enough room where I wanted to put them in the material, but it doesn't really matter. Right, that one's already got its film peeled off, so again just put some glue here and here, that's a bit much, and there we go. And again, slide it into that section there, push it up against the side, and then I've already applied some glue on these surfaces around the edge, so now I can just put the lid on like so, or not the lid but the retaining piece. Make sure that's all seated nicely. There we go. So now I'm going to give that a good couple of hours to harden off before I attempt to slide the lid in, because that way it won't get stuck, and we definitely don't want that to happen. So I will check back in a couple of hours. Okay, that's had a while and it should have hardened off nicely now. Take it off the paper. Yeah, no problems there. The glue hasn't stuck to the paper. That's good. So last thing to do is to peel off this protective film on the clear part. There we go, find a corner. Oh, that comes up really nicely, and then slide it in just like that, and there you go. A lovely brush box or tool tidy, which you can fit many things into to keep your workbenches as clean as we all should as modelers. So the only thing is that I'll be sending out the correct part here, either to people who've already got them. For those I'm packing up at the moment, I'll make sure to include it in the kit with a label on it telling you what it is, so hopefully you'll understand and you can see that. But yeah, that's it. Very simple assembly, and I hope everyone enjoys it.